What's up, my friends? So this is the third time actually that I've tried to shoot this video, and each time, something has gone wrong. In fact, let me just check, make sure my audio is still recording, not unplugged itself like the last two times. We're looking good. Video's recording too, so hopefully we can make this thing go smoothly this time. But, and hopefully the light holds out. It's kind of a little later on in the day. But let's go over this fundamental number 14, because it's a long time coming, and so let's tackle this thing. The lead change. So in order to get your horse to change leads, you have to fill out the rest of the 14 fundamentals pyramid. You have to be able to, you have to make sure that you have softness and suppleness in the front end. You can bend their nose without them moving their feet. So that's always a good thing to come back and test or check. There we go. Nice bend. You need to make sure that you can have control of the back end, the hindquarters. That's super important for the lead change. So you want to be able to move that hip either direction to ask your horse to pick up the correct lead. You can't see it, but there's a big bowl smell in the camera right now. Oh, don't eat it. Gotta go save it. Rusty bowl. Okay, saved my camera. So you need control over the front end, you need control over the hips, and you need the ability to move the shoulders to either side, left and right. And this is why, and basically that's the whole 14 fundamentals pyramid, is going towards either working on the nose, the shoulders, or the hips in some way, shape, or form. Think about it. There's the steering, there's the backup, there's the side pass, the counter bend. It's all, you're asking one of these three body parts to move: the nose, the shoulders, or the hips. And usually the further you work up the pyramid, the more body parts you're asking to move at the same time, till you get to the lead change, which is, which asks the horse to fully give to every aid in order to get it done. So let's go ahead and start our warm-up. I'm going to do a video on the three-phase riding process here in a little bit, but we may only get to phase 2 of our riding tonight. But basically the idea is, if you're going to do any cantering or fast work with your horse, you want to trot them around, warm them up, get their muscles working before any of that stuff. And build them piece by piece. So it's good to check, can you trot around on a loose rein and really have her not particularly want to be any place. Then we'll check our steering. Can we do a reverse? That was really nice. We'll look for a small circle here. Good. Circle again. There we go. So I'll circle again and see if we can keep that pace a little bit more consistent. There you go. That time she didn't rush around any part of that circle. So phase 1 is reverses, rollbacks, and small circles. So we've done our teardrop reverse, but there's another type of reverse that you can do. And this really makes sure that you get the hindquarters working and prepares your horse for that lead change. So you first check your lateral flexion, bend in to the left, then slide your left leg back and move that hip out and around, and then leave out to the right. And she decided to canter out, but you could also leave out at an extended trot. And then we'll slow her back into the trot again. Very nice. Start to look for a little softness here. Good. There we go. and then extend back. That's that fundamental number 9, collection. Getting our horse to, there we go. Realize our hands mean slow and soften, and our legs are the gas pedal. Our legs mean engage and move over or move forward. Good. Slide in for a hind reverse on this side. Wait for those, I'll bend a little more and wait for these hips to move over just a tad. There. Then when we have an open arena in front of us, we can leave off at the extended trot. There we go. Or at a posting trot anyway. There we go. Right in, hind reverse, trot out. Right in, hind reverse, push that hip over, trot out. There she goes. Nice. And you see how she's starting to really accept all our cues here, getting us steering down, starting to put her neck down to the ground. Good. This is what we're looking for. All right. So then the other thing to check is your rollback. So that's a stop plus a pivot. And it works better once you have your invisible aids working, or the whoa. So let's try that again. Roll through. There we go. And she wants to canter out a little, so I'll look for a little collection or a little flexion. Smooth that gait around. Then we'll teardrop reverse. Good. Right up here towards you guys. And then go hope, roll through. There we go. Hope, roll through. Nice. And she lifts right into that canter and then transitions back down. So those are some of the prerequisites you'd want to be able to do with your horse before you'd start to work on the lead change. Maybe one other thing to check now that she's getting warmed up is a little lateral, moving the shoulders out and around. That counter bend, which is fundamental number 11, I think, right? Or 12? 11. Counter bend. Doesn't really matter. Just make sure those shoulders move over. Good. And then back around. Cool. So then, let's go ahead and lope off for a second. Let her kind of shake things off. You see, she's got a lot of energy right now. So we'll just kind of let her work that off for a second. Realize that we're not going to chase her all over the place or do anything bad to her. Kind of start letting her think a little bit, because she's a right-brained extrovert horse, so she thinks by moving her feet. Maybe we'll steer her off this way, see what she does. Did she swap leads? She sure did. So she's a horse that is pretty dead leaded anyway. If you're just to, say, change directions and steer her off, see how she broke to the trot? And then she just kind of picks up whatever lead she's intending to go towards. So if it just so happens she wanted to turn right, and so did I. So she picked up the right lead. Good. Let's bend in here. But if, say her friend was on the other side of the fence there, and I asked her to canter, she might pick up the left lead because she intends to turn left. So, that's just sort of pay attention. Is your horse more apt to pick up the lead in the direction they're traveling or the direction they want to go. Good. So then that'd be the end of phase 1 there, and we can just walk out. Give her a little bit of a breather. That was a good warm-up phase. Phase 2, which will begin here in a minute, we're going to ask her for some counter canters, and then we'll just check to see what happens if we slide our new leg back and ask her for a lead change. Oh, did we lose the camera? There we go. We're back on track. And then we'll also, I'll just show you the body position that she needs to take in order to change leads. And then thirdly, we'll show you another little trick, a way that I find changing leads is a lot easier. So we'll be back here in a minute. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started into this phase 2 here. Abby seems to have caught her breath a little bit. So we'll just start by asking her maybe up into the right lead here. Good. We kind of started together and then, so let's try that one again. She relaxed, I relaxed. We go down to the trot. Maybe we'll reverse here. And then pick up the left lead. There she goes. Very nice. So then the way I would work into a counter canter is maybe we'll just ride around here on the left lead in a reverse, a teardrop reverse, then I'll keep my right leg back and keep her hip up and keep her in this left lead. So I'll keep pushing her hip out towards the wall. Right leg back, right leg, right leg, right leg. Very nice. And then we'll see if she can transition to a trot. Good. Get soft and pick up now the right lead. Good. And we'll go right lead again. Nice. Ride around to reverse. And then left leg back. Oh. We didn't quite have enough room there. We'll ride the reverse here. Oh, left leg back. Keep that hip up and around. There it is. Good girl. She has a little more trouble on this side, so we'll help her just with a little flexion. Very nice. And then change directions back to your right direction. And then if she feels like she wants to speed off, or if your horse does, transition back to a trot, get that softness again. Good. Another fun little trick. So in order for a horse to pick up the correct lead, their hip has to be traveling in the direction you want them to go. So if I wanted to pick up a right lead, I'd slide my left leg back, push that hip over to the right. If I want to pick up a left lead, slide my right leg back, push the hip to the left. And that helps your horse to select leads. So maybe a good thing to do while you're riding down a line, and I'll ride towards you guys, is to just practice going back and forth. Change, good. Change, good. One more. Change, and ride away. Good. All right. So I'm going to see if she can pick up the wrong lead here. Slide my left leg back, pick up, there it is. So there's the right lead, which is currently the wrong lead, or the false lead. Good. And what we'll do is we'll see if we can help her collect up and then swap. This is kind of the industry standard. This is the way most people do it. So I'm engaging my left leg around here, left leg, left leg, left leg, and then I'll swap right now. And even if she trots for a minute, that's all right. And then we'll bring her down to the trot again because she's just feeling a little rushy. Good. Very nice. Change direction. We'll swing her hip to the outside, pick up the false lead. Wait here. So here's that hip come around. And then when we have some room, there's the left lead. Good. Good. There we go. Up and around. So it's right leg, right leg, right leg, swap to the left. And see how she swapped leads to, there she goes, swapping leads too. But we don't want her to rush through things. So then we'll slow her back down at the end there. Good. So you see, this is how most people ask their horse to change leads. But I find a lot of the time, it can make them a little rushy. There's good lead change. Oop. Then slow. Good. Then slow to the trot. So especially a horse like her, when you ask her to change leads, she also, really speeds up. Because a horse's biggest fear in the world is falling over. So if they feel their point of balance change, they want to speed up in order to find their center of gravity again. One of my old trainers used to say, speed is an evasion. So if your horse speeds up, slow them back down, and their body will usually reorganize, look at that, and find what you want. If I'm bent to the right, she's bent to the right. If I change and start bending to the left, then she should sort of start to change with her body too, and bend to the left. There she goes. Very nice. So, let me show you the easier way of doing a lead change, at least in my opinion, because we already develop our horse's side pass a little bit, right, before we even tackle this. So you can use that side pass maneuver here to help change directions and get your horse really in the right frame. So, for instance, if I was in a left lead here and had my horse framed up a little bit, then I could turn, ride down the center line, in this case towards you guys, side pass, side pass, side pass, side pass, side pass, change legs, and there's the lead. Good. Try and do it on the long side here this next time. Good. First we'll slow to the trot. And let her find herself again. There we go. We'll try that again. Pick up a right lead, and we'll come around the long. So if she rushes, just try a bend to a stop. See how well that works out for him. Good. All right, try again. There's the canter. Up, up, up. Good. Here's the canter. Up. All right. So let's canter to the left here for a minute. Let her remember herself. Good. We'll bend. See how she can canter a really small circle, huh? Very nice. There it is. Smooth out. Pick up the right. We'll get a little flexion on her. Nice. We'll ride around down the center line. Here we go. And right lead, right lead, right lead, right lead, right lead. Switch to the left. There she goes. Very nice. Try that again. Now that she's figuring out her zone. Look for a flex, look for the side pass. There we go. Good. Ride around. Good. Swap to the left. Good. And over time, as your horse practices this, sometimes there'll be a trot step, but they should start to relax about it, and that trot step will go away, and you'll get your nice flying lead change. Good girl. She always gets herself a little bit worked up about this stuff, so this has actually been good for her to practice for a couple nights, and tonight she was really anticipating it. So even when she's anticipating a little more rushy than she has been, she really has done a nice job for me, I think. We'll try one more time. Pick up the right lead here. There we go. Ride around the corner. Then side pass, side pass, side pass, side pass, side pass, switch the lead. There she goes. Very nice. And back towards you. Slow and steady. Right leg, right leg. Up. She got good. She anticipated that one a little. So I'll go around again. Right leg, right leg, right leg, right leg, swap to the left. Good girl. And slow. All right. So there we go. That's the process of getting your horse into that lead change. Hope you learned something. Hope you enjoyed that. If you have any more questions, if you want me to go over anything in greater detail, which I hope you do, just email me, joe@macdaniel.com, or get at me on the MPH Cavalry Facebook page. I'm always listening. Alrighty.